How you doing, Jersey? Welcome to the Star Ledger Newsroom, Friday, January 23rd. Is there a stretch of roadway in New Jersey more insanely horrible than Route 22 through Hillside and Newark? It's like a real-life video game out there. The lanes are narrow, there's curves all over, there's potholes everywhere, and the potholes are worse on the curves, so when you hit the curves and the potholes, you feel like you're going to spin out. Then you have these overpasses where kids are throwing rocks at cars all the time. In fact, police set up a stake out there this past summer to try to catch someone who was throwing rocks from their car in one lane at cars in the other lane. This happened 9 times. Well, they didn't catch that guy, but they caught 4 kids shooting paintballs at cars out there. You know, the only time you feel safe on that stretch of roadway is when you're sitting in traffic because it's flooded. And that happens all the time. Just about every time it rains, it floods in that section there near Weequahic Park. Well, yesterday, the state announced that a $4.2 million program to alleviate flooding along that stretch of roadway. I can't believe it's taken them this long. It's been decades. Floods all the time there. The Hillside police chief says that's great, but he is a little more concerned about all the other hazards on that stretch of roadway that can and do kill people on a fairly regular basis. Amen to that. In other news, the raging battle over the emails Governor John Corzine sent to and from his labor leader ex-girlfriend Carla Katz continues to rage on. The chairman of the state Republican Party yesterday said that he will take his battle to the state Supreme Court to try to force Corzine to release those emails. On January 12th, Corzine won a round. The appeals court now said that Corzine did not have to make those emails public. Last week, Corzine visited the Star Ledger to chat with the editorial board, and he was asked about just this by our editorial page editor, John Farmer.
Declared public documents, the same way that governors can now use the telephone, unless somebody goes to a judge and gets a court order to listen to phone conversations. And, you know, based on what was my previous history, I used to talk to people on a regular basis using email. And I don't any longer do that. That's sort of disconnected with the 21st century reality. And the claim that these are public records, I think is a flaw, not just for me, but for whoever holds that seat. And so I would like it settled. By the way, the same thing is going on now with the president-elect with regard to
no chance that you would...
I welcome an appeal to the Supreme Court.
You know, the more he fights releasing those emails, the more you wonder what is in there that he's trying to keep secret. Finally, in other news, yesterday, a Morris County judge sentenced a Mount Olive babysitter to 9 years in prison for repeatedly dropping an 11-month-old baby on his head and paralyzing him. The babysitter had faced a maximum of 10 years for dropping the boy, who happened to turn 2 years old just this past weekend. Star Ledger video journalist Scott Latucci visited with the family recently.
This is how Kim Gwynn spends his days. The baby boy is nearly 2 years old. He cannot see, speak, eat, or walk. His parents and his nurses exercise him to improve his range of motion and to try to help his brain relearn how to move his body.
My family before is very happiness. And the picture I showed you before, you see, me and my wife and my baby is very happiness. The God give my family a baby boy. He very smart and very charming and a big boy.
Last December, Kim was shaken, then dropped on his head by his babysitter. 2 times dropped on his head. Doctors did not expect him to survive. Coy Gwynn quit his job to stay home and care for his son, while his wife Bic works long hours in a nail salon. The Vietnamese immigrants came to New Jersey 3 years ago and now live in a small apartment in Bud Lake. Coy used to dream of his son becoming a pro basketball player. Now he can only pray that one day Kim will be able to do the everyday things that we take for granted.
I hope that God had a miracle for him, because the doctor thought no chance, and he will lie in his his bed all his life. Don't move, don't talk, don't walk, don't cry, don't laugh, know everything, know anything.
Aid from the state, from victim support groups, and from donors have provided the Gwynns with the physical therapy and equipment that Kim needs. But Coy fears more help will be needed.
I hope somebody has the human heart, the human heart will help my family. Because if my baby grow up, when he bigger, and be very difficult. Because no nurse come here, I need to stay home and take care of him.
The babysitter, Kak Tam Gwyn, who is not related, pleaded guilty to aggravated assault and faces up to 10 years in prison. Her actions of last December left Coy and Bick with shattered dreams.
When she hold him, he never know who is his mom and who is his father.
That is tough to watch. All right, that wraps up Ledger Live for today. I'll be posting links to all of these stories mentioned in today's webcast on the Ledger Live blog. That's NJ.com/Ledger Live. Also, we want to hear from you. Shoot us an email at ledgerlive@starledger.com. All right, Jersey, take it easy.